चैतन्य चरितामृत मध्य लीला चैप्टर 5 टेक्स्ट 29 बड़ विप्र कहे कन्या मोर निज धन दीते निषेधे बेको न जान. So here is described the discussion between the two brahmanas in the temple of Gopal at Vrindavan, where the elder brahmana, after being pleased with the service offered by the younger brahmana, offers him in reciprocation his own daughter as Kanyadan, and he says, Kanya Mora Nije Dhan Boda Vipra Kahe. So the elder said that my daughter is my property. Nije Dhan Adite Nishedi Bheko na Jan. Who can stop me from giving that which is my property? Now, in today's sensibility, the idea of calling someone a property may seem jarring to us. But we need to know that what is talked of is there is a sense of belonging, as we discussed, in relationships, and that does not necessarily mean that it is denigrating to another human being. It is actually endearing when two people are connected with each other in the sense of a very intimate sense of belonging to each other. So, being a property does not necessarily mean dehumanizing. It can be endearing. So statements which are taken from one cultural context cannot be applied in another cultural context where they have a different meaning. So if we take the word dhana as not property, if it's translation, we take it more as treasure. And then if somebody says that, one relative says to another relative, a father says to her daughter that you are the treasure of my life, then that does not seem negative to us. Treasure is something which is cherished. Properties, the word treasure conveys a sense of being valued, treasured, cherished, whereas the word property conveys something of controlled, owned, dominated, something like that. So now the word dhana is used in the earlier sense of being cherished, not in the sense of being controlled. Toma ke kanya dibe sabha ke kari tiraskar, samshaya na kar tumi karah svikar. Toma ke kanya diba, I will give you my daughter, and sabha ke kari tiraskar, and tiraskar, I'll neglect everyone else. I won't care for anyone else. This is what I have decided to do, and this is what I am going to do. Kari tiraskar, samshaya na kar tumi karah svikar. Do not have any doubt about this. Just accept this. Samshaya na kar tumi. Don't have doubts. Karah svikar. Just accept this. So now the elder brahmana starts. He has warm intentions to reciprocate with the service of the younger brahmana, and accordingly he says that no, I will do this. You just accept my proposal, and I am going to do this. So chota vipra kahe yadi kanya dite mana gopale rage kaha e satya vachana. So then the chota vipra kahe, the younger vipra said, yadi kanya dite mana, if you have decided to give me your daughter, if that is what your mind has decided, that is what you have resolved, gopale rage kaha e satya vachana. Speak this in front of Gopal. Gopale rage kaha. Speak this in front of Gopal. Take this as a vow. Take this as a satya vachana. Take this as a vow, as a commitment in front of Gopal. Now he asks for this because he knows that it's not going to be an easy thing to do, and generally it is. If something is difficult to do and if we are resolved to do it, then one of the many ways in which legally binding or morally binding, now a vow that is taken for a word that is given in front of the deity may not be legally binding in terms of the law, but it is morally binding, especially for those who are spiritually, devotionally minded. And that is what is being talked about here in this text, that how we can all recognize the glory of devotion and thereby cherish that essence of devotion in our lives. Because devotion means not just doing what the Lord tells us to do, which is of course one part of not only just offering our heart to the Lord, not just carrying out instructions, but also honoring the Lord by treating him as a very respectable person. And that respectable person means whatever is spoken in his presence, we take it seriously and we do it. So the younger Vipra says that take this as a word of honor in front of the deity. So what happens in this world also, we say that sometimes people say that I take a vow in the name of my mother or of my father or of my dynasty or my country. So what is the idea? These are things which are bigger than me. These are things which I value. And if I take a vow in their name, then that indicates that I seriously intend to keep my vow. These are things greater than me. So even if I'm not able to, even if there are difficulties in doing this, and even if you don't consider my word to be very strong, but my commitment to these causes, commitment to say my mother or father or my country or my dynasty, or now in this case, my deity, that is something which is sacrosanct, which is sacred, which is inviolable, non-negotiable for me. And therefore, I will make sure that I do this. So that's the rationale for taking a vow. And during initiations also, when we take a vow, the rationale is that it enables us to go deeper, go to the deepest core of our self, to the most central of our values, and from there draw the strength to overcome whatever temptations, distractions, and obstacles that may come in implementing that word. So accordingly, Gopalera age vipra kahite lagila, tumi jana nij kanya ihare amidila. So Gopalera age, after going in front of Gopal, vipra kahite lagila. So the Vipra spoke. Now this Vipra refers to the elder Vipra. Tumi jana, oh Lord, please know this. Nija kanya ihare amidila. That I have, know this, O Lord, that my daughter I have given to him. Amidila. Now it's interesting that he's using not the future tense that I will give my daughter. He's using the past tense here. Amidila. That I have given my daughter to him. This indicates that he's already considered it to be like a done deal. And he's saying that yes, it has already been given by me, and you are a witness to that. And to seal the deal, the younger Brahmana also says that the younger Brahmana says, Chota Vipra balle Thakur tumi mora sakshi, Toma sakshi bola inu yadi anyatha dekhi. So younger Vipra says, Thakur tumi mora sakshi, you are my witness, O Lord, you are my witness, and Toma sakshi bolainu, and I will call you as a witness, yadi anyatha dekhi. So if I find that this word is not being implemented, anyatha means otherwise, means the normal course of action is that this is what has been already committed and this is what will happen. But if it doesn't work out that way, then I will call you. So here we see how both of them consider the deity not just as a stone image but as a person, and treating the deity as a person, they immediately call out to the deity and say that they actually treat the deity as a person, and especially this younger Brahmana reveals his disarming faith over here by saying that, my Lord, I will call you. Now, how is the Lord going to come, and why is the Lord going to come? The deity, how will it move? Now he doesn't get all these questions. He sees the Lord as a person, and he sees that Lord is served as a witness, and if somebody is agreed to serve as a witness, then that person, if there's a dispute, that person will come. And thinking thus, he says, he tells, so it's a solemn affirmation by both of them. And in a very practical, real sense, we see over here how the Lord can be made the center of our lives. We often talk of making Krishna the center, but here there is one way in which, in our transactions, in our even our day-to-day interactions, here we see in the culture how by making a commitment in front of the Lord, they make Him the center of their life. And similarly, we too, by considering that the super soul is the witness of the sentences of the commitments that we make, even if we do not formalize them in front of the deity, we can also take our commitment seriously. Thank you.